First, the BBC News. Glasgow's subway system is the unlikely inspiration for a new series of paintings. Scots artist Frank Toe has reset Dante's Inferno in Glasgow using the underground system as the infamous 9 Circles of Hell. Our arts correspondent Pauline McLean reports.
For most people, it's just a way of getting around, but for artist Frank Toe, Glasgow's subway system was also the inspiration for his latest work. He's reset part of Dante's 14th century poem in Glasgow, with each station representing the 9 Circles of Hell. Actor Patrick Stewart was the model for his Virgil, while Strathclyde Passenger Transport gave him their blessing, allowed him to sketch and photograph on the system. The resulting 33 paintings will go on display tomorrow, not in Glasgow but Edinburgh, at his regular gallery. SPT say they're delighted to have played their part in supporting the work and hope to commission a number of Scottish artists to make permanent works for their newly modernised stations.
I don't know about the 9 Circles of Hell, but sometimes quite nice and warm underground on cold winter mornings like this. Here's the sports news from Jeff Webster.
Shortly, but in the meantime, at 17 minutes to 9, Glasgow's underground system is the unlikely inspiration and setting for a new series of paintings. Scots artist Frank Toe has reset the 14th century poem Dante's Inferno in Glasgow, with each station representing a different stage of the epic journey. Our arts correspondent Pauline McLean reports.
For most people, it's just a way of getting around, but Scots artist Frank Toe sees the Glasgow subway system in a very different way. Since rereading the 14th century poem, The Divine Comedy, on an underground train, he stopped thinking about the inner circle and started to imagine the 9 Circles of Hell.
If you look at Ibrox got this whole regeneration programme which is still in question. That's a limbo. The O2 Academy, which I painted, it's in Bridge Street, but it's what used to be the Old Gobbles, and the Old Gobbles was renowned for crime, violence and so on and so forth. So that represents the circle of anger.
The result, a series of paintings which merged modern Glasgow with 14th century hell, 33 paintings in all. He spent months sketching and photographing in the underground system with the blessing of Strathclyde Passenger Transport, who weren't offended by the suggestion that their service might be hellish. David Fagan sits on SPT's board.
That could be true, but there's many ways that you can interpret the life in the underground, and it's interesting that Frank's taken that approach to it, and I can see where he's coming from. At times it can be hot and sweaty, and it can be a real the basis of kind of Glasgow's life passing through it.
In fact, the project, although independent of SPT, sits well with their plans to involve artworks in their newly modernised stations. Already they have a brand new mural by Alistair Gray and plans for further commissions.
We're in the process right now of modernising the subway, and as part of that we are incorporating public artworks into the modernised subway, and I have to say we've had no problem at all approaching artists to be part of that. In fact, there are many artists coming to us asking if they can be part of that modernisation process, and we're keen to ensure that Glasgow artists have the opportunity to enhance the subway and the way that people experience the subway.
Ironically, the paintings will be seen first in Edinburgh, as Frank's regular gallery is in Leith, and after 2 years of planning, sketching and painting, he's happy this artistic journey is at an end. Or is it?
I feel that I have come to the end in this portrayal of the Inferno. At the moment I'm looking at ways how to paint my version of Purgatory. And that may take another 2 years, who knows. But Paradise will be a little bit along the line.
Pauline McLean reporting there, 13 minutes to 9.